All right, the dragon. This is our last animal that we're going to talk about. We're going to take a few questions after, but let's just get through the dragon. So the dragon in 2025 is great, Jody. It's in your year. Wonderful. Has 2 stars going for it. So the dragon, just overall, on a scale of 1 to, let's go 5. 1 being your year was super fantastic. Everything went smoothly. Couldn't have been a better year. Or number 5, it was kind of a storm. On a scale of 1 to 5, overall, if you could just go back for the year and go, this is my year, and maybe great right now, but what would you say was the energy of the year for you? 4, 5, 3, 4, 4, 3.5, 5, 2. All right. For those of you who had twos, 1. Hi, Jennifer. Great to see you. 1, Sandra. Okay, I think we got those. All right. So and one is very good, like super, super good. It like there were like, what are you talking about? It was such a big shift year. Either you were ready for that big shift, and or you've got very good feng shui, very good animals in your chart. Hallelujah for you. I'm so happy. And the reverse for Crystal. Okay. So 1 is very bad, and then 5 is like, excuse me, what am I saying here? 1 is very good and 5 is very bad. Did I say that right? 1 is very good, 5 is very bad. So either way, let's not get too wrapped up in the numbers here. Whatever it was for you, this was the big burst into period 9 was in the dragon year. Why this dragon year was so exceptional is because, as we spoke about this morning, this was the first year of period 9. This is when the fireworks started happening. There was big and shocking news that was happening, and it was tough on a lot of people, especially, I would say, the dogs were one of them that certainly had a little bit of issue, if you will. But this year, the dragon gets to relax a little. Again, the dragon is the only animal that is the mystical animal we talked about, earlier today. So it's sort of that high power. It kind of like, floats about, but it knows everything because it's universal energy already, right? But the snake, as I also said, is similar to that. It's a terrestrial dragon, very flexible, flowing. But you know what? Dragons get in fights too. So it was a dog fight with the dog and the dragon last year, and some other animals too. But this year, now for 12 years, it's going to, play in its various realms, but it won't be the king again until 12 years from now. But this year, and we have not seen this in 180 years, this big shift of energy that we're in right now. So now going into the dragon, how are we going to play that out? And so these aren't like super strong elements, but they're not bad. Okay, so first of all, you have contentment. So the dragon gets to smile this year. It doesn't have to do all that work of swooping down and playing havoc on the other animals. And so this year it now gets to just settle in. But you just seem like you're just happy for no reason. Everything is good. Yep. Even you look at the news, great, needed to happen. You look at a health condition you got, well, you know what? I'm good with it. It makes me a better person. Those kinds of things. It's just like things don't affect you as much as it would maybe other people. Dragons are pretty resilient when it comes to animals in the zodiac anyway. You are a trend center this year. Now, it's an earth animal, and earth animals typically don't, they're not depending on which dragon you are, but they're not the ones that are going to be an earth animal, kind of like stability. They're not going to break out of the mold and go, hey, look at this new mountain over here that I created. I don't want to be just a peak in a mountain. I want to be something like, a big sculpture in a mountain or something. It really is about, for whatever reason, you're going to come up with this great idea that you will be able to monetize. So it could be in anything that you do. Like, let's face it, not many people have heard about business timing with the TimeBlazr. So I had created several years ago, and it's about 15 years ago, I created the TimeBlazr, which was a trendsetter that was emerging in the market for a very small subset of group, because I'm telling you, 15, 20 years ago, if I would say I'm a feng shui master, it'd be feng what? Like, people didn't even understand that feng shui was there to help you achieve your goals. Or why would you use astrology with feng shui? Because people were used to a very dumbed down cosmopolitan way of adjusting spaces that sometimes got you in a little bit of trouble. So this is a much more precise way of looking at things. But the point here is, I want you to think about, what can you do to break the mold and really put some fresh polish on a digital product, your website, your podcast. Bring in a new energy in 2025. Like, really come in with that place of, this is something new. People want something new, innovative, and that's really gonna help you. It's gonna help you explore untapped opportunities, and it's really going to, like, one of the things that I'm committed to in 2025 is getting a better handle of properly using AI. I've been using it for about a year, but have you noticed, if you are someone who is using YouTube University to learn some things, or Google or whatever, this is like, the channels have exploded on how to use AI. And if you also notice, these people that are broadcasting are quite young. Again, we talked about before, that's one of the trends of the year, is bring in new blood, especially if you have a lot of water in your chart. Bring in new blood, bring in new talent. There's going to be a fire sale of jobs that are going to need to be fulfilled, because people, corporations, government are cutting back. So find something to break the mold, to bring to the marketplace. Now we have the year saw. Again, this is part of the three killing dial. That will be tomorrow. We'll talk about that. You may have some detours along the way. Again, it could be you're moving kind of fast, and then sometimes we can go down rabbit holes with a bright shiny object, and it takes you off course. So watch about the detours that you're taking, and they actually make sense for helping people along the way. You are going to want to feel a little bit more isolated. Now, this is more of that lonesome, like, oh, I don't, nobody likes me, and I don't have any friends. And so it's more that, whereas some of the other animals we talked about were more, they were more wanting solitude, reflective, meditative type energy. That's very different from I'm lonely. And then you also have to watch your health. So the health, you should prioritize that over everything. And so the year shawl, we just don't want to trigger. Again, we'll talk about that more tomorrow. But what it actually means, though, is you just you're just gonna want to watch for potential disasters because of the year Shaw being triggered, and how you trigger it. You're going to do a renovation at the wrong time. We don't want to do renovations in the dragon year, in the dragon sector again, for the second year in a row, but it is possible, obviously, choosing a good date and time, and then we can trigger better energy. All right. So, and then just remember, when you play on this side gets collapsed. So we want to deal with this and go, nope, I'm not going to take those detours. I'm going to get out, and I'm not going to, be, a mopey person. I'm going to actually try to get out and improve my health and maybe take some walks and things like that. And then you will start getting your ideas and being a little bit more on track of being happy. All right, the combination animals is the dragon and the rooster. So the rooster has a few good elements this year as well. So this is very good for that. And then we do have the clash animals, which all of my doggies just spoke to me about, are the ones that felt the clash from last year. It's a little bit less this year. It's not as dramatic, but you still will always have that clash. And then from here, we have the month of April. The month of April is, it's again just building. We're just a few months into the dragon, the snake year. Therefore, it is still not a complete full adult. So the energy is still unstable. It's still learning. It's still getting. It's still learning how to survive in this new world and energetics. And then where the energy is located, the dragon is located in the southeast one sector.